Hey guys, welcome to All of a Sudden, episode 54? 50,
54.
54, 55.
It's
Um,
54.
okay, episode 54. It's a little bit of a rough episode, I think. We kind of
It's
went, sorry, I was just saying, we kind of debated on even doing the episode just due to today's circumstances and how unfortunately George Floyd was murdered by a few officers, and it's, I mean, you all know what's going on with the world. I mean, it's rough, but we thought we'd try to stay positive, post a positive message, and say that us here at 107, us here at All of a Sudden, believe that Black lives do matter. And we're kind of using this episode to express our voice and share organizations and websites that you can go to if you want to help. We'll put links in the description in both YouTube and on anywhere you get your podcasts. And how you doing today, Julian?
I'm all right, man. I mean, obviously it's like you brought up, it's going to be a little bit of a more somber episode. It's not going to probably have as many jokes as we normally like to have. But it's definitely a serious issue. We definitely I know you and I were talking about it yesterday, especially with the Blackout Tuesday. We considered not even doing anything. See, so normally listeners, we usually record on Tuesday, but as a show of solidarity, we decided to opt in to wait until today, so that way other platforms can give their voice, and that way the Black Lives Matter movement can actually kind of voice
Push
and
through.
push through their content and stuff like that, which is
And
why we're going to be.
if you
Oh, go
followed
ahead.
our channel yesterday, we did share a few of those pages and different things, different places you can follow to get more information on how you can help. I believe one website is pretty much the main source, blacklivesmatter.com. You can follow them at BLK Lives Matter. Another one was Black Visions mn.org. It's another website you can go to and see, and kind of give you more information on how you can help out or what you can do to kind of further this movement on making sure that we know we can continue this fight to make sure that equality is for everyone and not for one minority or one race.
Exactly. And it's definitely a crazy issue. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are definitely fed up. A lot of people are definitely, they're pushed to their limit. You have, what happened to George Floyd. You have COVID. You have, everything. Like everything that's happened this year has really, I think, pushed people. And it's almost as if like people have had it. I mean, it's not
It's kind of
almost
like
if it is like. Go
it
ahead.
seems like it's almost a perfect storm. Would you
Yes,
agree?
exactly. That's exactly what the word I was trying to find. It's the perfect storm where everything is just so happens to coincide with one another that it's kind of giving strength uh to the people. I guess it's kind of giving people, like, it's setting fire to our asses in a sense of putting it, because obviously, this has happened before. We've had, issues in the past, and we've even had people who argue about, like, oh, well, why don't they do peaceful protesting? And a big argument that I've seen is that, they have. Uh, Obviously, like one of the famous ones is with Colin Kaepernick doing the knee, and a few of the other protests. Obviously, like some of the ones where they get like onto the freeway, you can kind of consider those as peaceful, but at the same time, uh, it is a little more dangerous. I don't think we would condone with doing that, especially when you guys are putting yourselves at risk. And I've been seeing a lot of videos where it's almost I hate to say like fake news, but fake news where they're kind of pushing more of the riots and more of the violence and stuff that's going on, and they're kind of taking that away from like the actual good and the actual peaceful stuff that's going on. And I know they've even showed like I guess some of the reporters even getting attacked by some of the police and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wanted to, Julian mentioned the protest and stuff, but I kind of wanted to keep it away from the protest just for the sake of everyone. Because, I mean, everyone's going to have an opinion on how they feel about these protests. And it's a very touchy subject. But I feel like anyone who isn't black can't really say whether it's good or bad, because we don't know how, black people feel when they're the ones who are getting hurt so bad. We grew up in El Paso, Texas. Me and you are Mexican, Julian. And I feel like even though I am Mexican, I never really felt as much injustice as I'm seeing in the news, in videos, in social media, as I am to other lives.
Yeah.
Maybe you can call us blessed. Maybe you can call us
Privileged or whatever.
Privileged, yes. But it's not about us. It's about the Black lives, and we're hoping that at the end of this, we can come to some kind of agreement, and maybe we can make a change. Maybe this leads to a better America. Maybe this leads to a better world. I see people from all over the world, joining in to support George Floyd and to support this movement. So, I mean, ultimately, that's all we can hope for with these protests is, in the end, hopefully our voices will finally be heard. And hopefully this is the change that is needed.
Yeah, it's definitely as you say, a touchy subject, but obviously it as I was taking that Tuesday to kind of learn and kind of understand a little more of the pain, a little more of the I don't know, like the troubles that Black people kind of experience throughout their lives. And I guess I kind of agree to an extent where, like, obviously, yeah, you don't want to piss. I know we're not exactly like the world's biggest channel. I know exactly we're not like, a Joe Rogan podcast or whatever, so to speak.
Which is kind of the reason I wanted to push through with the episode is I believe that everyone, whether you have a small following, a big following, just any kind of, you have any kind of influence on media, then maybe you should use your voice for something.
Yeah,
so that's kind of why I figured
platform.
With our small community, even though we are small, we still want to spread the message, and hopefully our little voice can still be heard.
Yeah, and exactly, and obviously, as I go through a lot of the comments, I try to keep as much of an open mind as possible. I try to understand both sides. I know that you have family who's in the police force. I have family who's in the police force, and then we also have family who are, other races or even Black as well. Like I have a cousin who's Black, and I know you have Black relatives as well. So we can definitely kind of see through both lenses. Yeah, we might not fully comprehend everything like you said, because obviously we're not Black, but the further and further I kind of throw myself into this pool, the more and more I understand that, yeah, you should actually, it's not enough to just be not racist. You actually have to be anti-racist. You actually have to, like you said, use your voice to kind of amplify like the others. You kind of have to fight against it, because doing nothing allows for this stuff to continue to happen. It's going to keep happening. If somebody's saying help me, and you just keep ignoring them, then that person's just going to keep being hurt. And I don't know, that's kind of the mentality that I've been gathering more and more as the week progresses. I've definitely talked to so many different people about their different views, their different, like, where they stand on this. Obviously we have some people who don't like that the freeways are getting blocked, and people who argue like for and against it. And I can understand obviously that people are just trying to be peaceful. They're trying to, in a way, show you like, yeah, it is disturbing. Yeah, it is a nuisance, but so is living our lives. And like, I myself can, I guess, I don't know how how to phrase this, but like I guess I myself in a sense kind of want to apologize because I know early on I forgot what year he did it, maybe like what was it, like 2 years or 3 years ago when Kaepernick did the knee thing. When I would get home from work, I just wanted to enjoy the game. I just wanted to like be like, hey, why the hell do I have to do this? Why the hell am I dealing with politics? Like, I just want to enjoy football, drink a beer with my friends, have a good time. But as I delve deeper and deeper into it this week, or yeah, these past, what is it, like 2 weeks now, um, I understand how that is a bad thing, because just as much as I want to enjoy a football game, so does, Colin Kaepernick, or like another black person that wants to, they too are busting their ass. They too just want to go home, and live a normal life, and, have a beer and some burgers and stuff with their friends too. So obviously the fact that they're trying to call attention to this, I should be more understanding and more uh, aware of what's going on around me, and lend a hand to a voice in need, and not just be like, no, shut up, man, I don't want to hear it. I just want to live my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So
And that's
for that,
I
I
think that's
definitely
what
apologize.
we
Oh, go ahead.
definitely need to look at ourselves and reevaluate how we've kind of approached life up until now. I mean, up until now, everyone's pretty much swept this thing under the rug, and everyone's just thought, oh well, uh, nothing's going to change, everything's going to stay the same. And with that mentality, that's why it's kind of escalated to this heights. I mean, if we keep having this mentality where we think, oh, one voice isn't going to make a difference, well, I mean, now we have all 50 states, standing up and saying something. We have
And
people
other
in
countries too.
yeah, in other countries. So I think it was finally time that we all reevaluate our lives and kind of think of how we could have been better. And like you said,
Exactly.
you reevaluated the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. I can reevaluate, maybe when I was younger, or maybe I've tried to be better, but maybe we've made, racially insensitive jokes with each other just among friends. It's stuff like that we
Yeah,
need
of,
to
co- of
look at.
course. Yeah,
Yeah, and stuff like that we need to look at ourselves again and realize that everyone is equal. There's no white, black, Mexican race. It's just the human race, and
exactly.
we all need to stand together and try to make the world a better place. I think hopefully one day we can see that. I mean, it kind of feels surreal that 2020 is what it is. Like, never in a million years did you think that you were going to be a part of this entire situation. I mean, with Australia on fire, kind of starting off the year towards the end of 2019, and then we ended up in a mass pandemic, and now we're in
We had a lot, man,
statewide
because there's
statewide
even more.
protests.
Yeah, exactly. Statewide protests, and there's even more in between all of that too. Like,
Hmm.
there's been so many different things. It's like you said earlier, it's a perfect storm. And I think, as you said, like, it's just people were pushed to the limit, and with unemployment and people not even at work either, like, it's just allowed. I feel like that's also kind of allowed people to kind of just be like, you know what? I don't have a job to worry about anymore. So why am I staying quiet? Why am I like cowering or whatever? Why am I, allowing this to happen? And I know, like, even I don't know. I kind of lost my train of
Did you
thought there, but it's just been a crazy year, and it
did you see
is
that
in.
that image? I'm sorry to cut you off, but did you see that image of the White House shut down? All their lights were turned off maybe a few days ago
Yeah, I
while
think I think he
protesting
was
started
like.
in DC.
Yeah, I think because of the protesting, they even like. I think they escorted Trump to like a bunker or
A
something.
bunker.
I was
Yeah.
listening to that earlier, but I don't
I
know.
thought
It's
that
just.
caption on that photo was so powerful. It was something like 100,000 people dead, 50 million unemployed, and statewide protests, statewide protests and riots. Trump lights off in a bunker.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's not to say that obviously, like, no president would do that. I mean, obviously, if you see like all that coming towards you, you're gonna be kind kind of scared. I'm not defending that dude in any way. So don't get me wrong. It's just he just keeps messing up, man. I don't know. Which I guess kind of lends itself to my next point. Obviously you wanted to promote ways that you can help, and definitely the biggest way that you can lend a voice, whether you don't want to protest or say you can't donate money due to the fact that obviously none of us, or some of
50
us don't
million
have
are
jobs.
unemployed.
50 million people are unemployed. Use your voice. I mean, use your vote. Your vote matters. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say, oh, you know what's one vote? What's, this, what's that? But you'd be surprised. I mean, especially as Joe mentioned earlier as well, we have all these people that are just, ready. They're ready to do something. And obviously one of the biggest answers to change is to vote in someone else. It's like, I believe it was, who was it? Killer Mike had said, you don't like your prosecutor, vote him out. You don't like your mayor, vote him out. Now's the year, like, especially this year, 2020, this is a year that you can make so much change. And I know El Paso is going to be having their early voting sometime at the end of the month.
Yeah.
As well as, all of Texas, I believe, is having their early voting towards the end of the month. And I think our actual election is in July, if I remember correctly. So use that, you guys have the power to, make that little bit of change. If you can donate, if you can protest, if you can even make, sandwiches or give water bottles to people, or I don't know, even sharing one person's message across your social media platform, it's something, a little bit definitely goes a long way.
Yeah. And I try to do that on my Twitter. More recently, I've been retweeting a lot of facts and organizations. So keep posted on our social medias, and we'll keep spreading out good words and ways you can kind of be a part of it. But like Julian said, the only thing we can do, or the main thing we can do, is come November, start voting, or come state by state, start voting. Don't let all these words be empty words again. Don't let everyone's voice come off empty. Actually go to the polls and make a difference. Put your vote in and have your voice officially heard, more than just making it a week worth of protesting and then it's swept under the rug again.
Yeah, because obviously if you're just going to keep doing this, look at how many times this has already happened, and it just keeps happening again and again and again. The only way you're going to really do any kind of change is to just, and obviously look into the people that you're voting in. You can't just do, I wouldn't suggest doing blanket votes anymore. Like, I know the last time I was at the poll, it asked me, hey, do you want to vote all Democrat? Do you want to vote all Republican? I was like, no, I know the few people that I want. And then from there, obviously there's a huge list. So you're not going to know every single person that you're voting for, but, just focus on the key ones that you believe in, obviously, like, prosecutors and, legalizing stuff and whatnot.
So, look for our information down below. Look on our social medias at Allofasuddenpod on Instagram, All of a Sudden Podcast on Facebook. And, we're just going to keep doing what we can to hopefully see a change in the world. Hopefully we can support everyone and just make a difference, make the world a better place.
I don't want to make it or I don't want to announce anything too early, but I do have something in the works to try and help, I guess, support some of the organizations. I just got a few promotions from some of the places where we make our merchandise from. And I think I'm going to try to get something together, and then hopefully if I can pull it off, I'll get together with you, Joe, and we can discuss which organization we can donate to. But definitely keep an eye out for that. I'm probably going to make a new set of keychains and stickers or something to help support the movement. And hopefully that way we can try to make some little bit of change in our world.
All right. Yeah, we didn't want to keep this to a typical long podcast, so I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up here. And hopefully your guys' voice make a difference. Hopefully we do our part, and let's make the world better, guys. Let's make 2021 a good year.
Yeah, and definitely look into all the stuff. Joe and I did a pretty solid deep dive, and as I said, I freaking threw myself into the pool with this. So we'll share some different stuff, so that way you guys can check out and learn and try to understand, why this is a big deal and why it may be inconvenient sometimes, but there's a reason why people are fed up, and there's a reason why people are doing what they're doing. But other than that, as always, guys, stay sunny, be careful out there, and Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, guys. Thank you. See you next week.